Who's how? Rams how? You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Hit like, share, and link. Who's how? Rams how? You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Home of the champions. Who's how? Rams how? You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Hit like, share, and link. Who's how? Rams how? You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Home of the champions. When I need a scoop on the league, I hit up the dream team. Golden Rams Buzz.
Thank you to our sponsor, La Brea Bakery Bread. Make sure you take and bake with La Brea Bakery Bread during the holidays. Welcome to episode 14 of the Golden Ram Buzz Podcast with Damon and Sal, sponsored by Recover 180, La Brea Bakery Bread, and Navarro's Taqueria. Today, our guest will be Bills superfan Sean Osborne. Can't wait to see what he has to say. Sal, victory this past week. The Rams, give me some. The Rams win 21-14 versus the Saints. They were 3 for 3 in the red zone. Kyron Williams, 4-yard TD run. Demarcus Robinson, 3-yard TD, throw from Stafford. And Puka Nacua, 7-yard TD from Stafford.
Yes.
The first half, Sal, the Rams didn't score a point. It was the first time, I believe, since 2019 under Sean McVay, the Rams went in the half and didn't score 0. Yeah, it was like 6-0. But
Super Bowl.
Even though they didn't score, I still felt they were in the game, you know, and they ended up being a slugfest, kind of 21-14. It didn't bother me at all because a win, they won, you know, because we needed that win to stay 6-6.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that game?
I mean, that was exactly what I expected. I knew it was going to be that type of game. You know, anytime the Rams go to New Orleans, ever since I was a kid, strangest things happen there. But anytime you get out with a win, that's good enough. I'm not into style points or anything. As long as you get a win, that's all that matters. Did
you notice who started the game at running back for the Rams?
Yeah, I did, but I don't really look or read into a lot of this stuff because, I mean, everyone knows who the starter is. Kyron's the starter. That's his job. And, you know, I don't think there's – when you watch the Rams play, I mean, the Rams running back, running back group, they're all happy for each other. There's no infighting or anything about that. You know, they're all happy for each other, and they all want to win. Winning is the most important thing to the whole running back course. So, to me, whoever started, you know, I think they're going to, hopefully throughout the season, they're interchangeable and give Kyron some rest.
What did you think about the 1-2 punch? Because Kyron went off, scored a touchdown, and then Blake Corum as well. It had like 42 yards, but it ventilized some things, you know, because Kyron has fumble issues right now. So probably switched it up, and I like when they do that. I like when like teams do that because you rest a starter on their body and stuff instead of getting the wear and tear. And it seems like a new running back comes in, changes the direction of the defense, you know, stuff like that. What'd you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think the Rams and Coach McVay handled it perfectly because, you know, no matter how great or how good you think you are, it's always nice to be challenged. And I think that Blake Corum, you know, just keeps, you know, makes Kyron even better. But I did notice that, you know, when he would receive the ball and he would feel pressure, he would wrap up with both arms. So he definitely learned from that. But it didn't impede his running style. You know, you still want to be elusive and everything else. You can't be conscious of not fumbling and still be effective. So
another thing I noticed, 29-yard line, 4th and 3. Why didn't the Rams go for the field goal, Sal?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting because Josh Carty is struggling, but, you know, I mean, Tucker, there's a lot of kickers in the NFL that are struggling now, not just, you know, and that not just Josh Carty, but that's the life of a kicker in the NFL, right? I mean, there's so many guys that are struggling now, but you can't keep replacing the kickers, you know, every other week. You just got to stick with it. But I think even the fans, I mean, you know, fans were kind of shaken by Carty. I mean, I didn't feel comfortable when he took the field.
Tell me about the Rams defense. What do you think about the defense? Brandon Fisk, Jared Verse. I mean, what do you think about that?
Man, I mean, how impressive are they, right?
Woo!
But
man,
you know, one of the things that really stood out to me is that, so you look at the amount of time, you look at the the amount of time that the Saints had the football in the first half, right? So the Rams defense was on the field a lot, right? But, you know, that's one of the big advantages of having a young defense. The Rams were able to come back, and still defense pretty much sealed the victory too, right? So I think it's funny when, especially Ram fans, when they keep saying, "Oh, imagine if Aaron Donald was here." Aaron Donald's not here. Aaron Donald's not coming back.
He's not walking through that door. Aaron Donald's retired, loving life.
Yeah,
Leave it alone.
And let him rest. Let him enjoy his retirement. I mean, Jared Verse is making this his team. And, it's fun to watch and sit back and watch them develop.
And he ended the play. The game ended the game sealing.
That was very Donald-like, wasn't it?
I wish Brandon Fisk picked up that big boy, ran the touchdown. I was like, come on, let it stand, people. You see when he laid down, like he had a heart attack. Like, but I was like, dang, I said, whatever. It was like a forward pass. But it's crazy how much the Rams defense stepped up after the debacle defense versus the Eagles going to get Saquon and all that stuff. 14 points in an NFL game, that hardly ever. To give up 14 points, you win 21-14. I don't care. Because I was like, ooh, they're only down 6-0. It's like, they're not. And the Saints just didn't have it. I knew the Rams were pressured and all this stuff. Alvin Kamara never got off and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about some other games. This game messed me up, Sal.
What game is that?
Seattle versus the Jets. The Jets were up like 21-6 or something like that. They're driving. I'm like, okay, they're about to bury Seattle. Okay, Rams. And I'm going through all these calculations in my head. Aaron Rodgers throws an interception to Leonard Williams, ex-Jet, former USC player. He takes it back 92 yards. Keep in mind, the Jets were up 21-6 or whatever. Sal, they just didn't score again. Seattle won 26-21. I'm like, what'd you think about that? That pissed me off, man.
Yeah, I was frustrated. I was excited when I saw the score. I was following that, that game closely because, of course, it, pertains to the Rams, position. But it didn't surprise me. With the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, it's that team, the whole organization is really struggling. Can't get anything right. And if any team's going to blow something like that, it would be the New York Jets.
Major shout out to our sponsor, Recover 180. Make sure you hydrate with Recover 180. I'm going to go through Thanksgiving real quick. The Lions beat the Bears 23-20. The Bears fired their coach after that timeout debacle. I don't understand. Kyron or whatever, they get stopped with 30 seconds to go. And they have a timeout. Why let all the clock go all the way down and throw a pass and just get incomplete? Like, I don't understand. The Bears are going through like their fourth coach in like 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
They had Mitch Trubisky and Matt Nagy gone. They had somebody else, Justin. It just never. It never just continues. There's always a new coach like every 3 to 4 years, and it's just like now you see why the Bears are the Bears because that's why it pissed me off when the Rams didn't beat them. Because that's the last game they won, I believe, against the Rams. But it's crazy how NFL is momentum. Because remember the Hail Mary pass against Washington, they lost. And then they lost like a close game there. Then they lose all these close games. It's just like they're done now for the season. What do you think? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I was more impressed by how Caleb Williams was able to play. He did show signs of why he was drafted, number 1 overall. And also, it showed that the Lions are beatable. Yeah. Everyone keeps talking about the Lions and, if the playoffs started today, it doesn't start today. You still got to play 17 games. So I never get caught up in all that. But I do think that the Lions, much like Kansas City, every team is beatable. There's not one team in the NFL that, has been consistent, and has been winning consistently or, with any style.
Except Eagles won the last like 7 or 8 games.
Well, the Eagles, I would say, are probably the best team, in my opinion, right now.
So the Vikings helped us out. They beat Arizona 23-22, so that helped the Rams. I'm like,
but that was close too. That shouldn't even have been that close either.
Yeah. The Eagles, that was a good beat the Ravens 24-19. The battle of the MVPs. The Eagles come out on top, continue their win streak. They're hottest team in the NFL right now. The Chiefs beat the Raiders 19-17. Another botch play by the Raiders, botch field goal by Denver, stuff like that. It's just like, the people like Chiefs are not playing that good. But they're still the number 1 seed in the AFC. Like, it doesn't mean, like, I don't understand it. Like, they could play possum. The same thing last year. Oh, the Chiefs or whatever, 8-5. Dude, they know what they're doing, man. They're barely winning, but they're winning. Doesn't matter if you're barely winning.
They are, but they don't look like the Chiefs of Super Bowl winning years. They're struggling right now. I would say right now, you remember when I told you Pittsburgh was still one of the strongest teams? And I would say even Denver, Chargers, either of these teams can beat the top
ask
teams.
You every week. I'm asking you again. You don't have to put in order whatever you feel like doing. Top 5 teams right now.
In the NFL, I would say Eagles, Buffalo, Steelers, Ravens, and I'd say Rams too.
Major shout out to our director, Moss Altos. Make sure you follow him on all your social media sites. Moss Altos Creative Agency. Thank you, Angel. Wow. Okay. For me,
And you know what? It does change week to week.
yeah, it does. It does. So for me, the defending champions, still number one in the division, still only lost one game. So I'm just gonna go with the Chiefs because what's changed? They're still, I think they already won the division. They said it's the earliest division winner, so they won. So I'll do Chiefs. This is going to be hard. Sean's
You know what I
gonna-
mean?
Chiefs, Eagles, Buffalo, Lions, Vikings. That is crazy, dude. Because if you think about it, right? So the Lions, I didn't even say the Vikings, I don't think. The Lions are 10-1. Minnesota is what, 9-2, one game behind.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs already won their division, but they still got Buffalo on their heels. So if the Chiefs lose, Buffalo wins. It's like, because Buffalo needs that home game, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Buffalo, they demolished the Niners for us. Thank you, Buffalo. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was nice to watch.
Just don't do that to us this week. But they demolished them 35. Did you watch the snow game and all that stuff?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that Josh Allen. Okay, what I don't understand is this. Okay, of course he scores touchdowns and all that stuff. But isn't Saquon having a better year than Josh Allen? Why you always got to give it to a quarterback? Why can't you just give it to a running back? Like, I understand that. Why is it always a quarterback-driven MVP?
Yeah, well, I mean, most awards are towards a quarterback.
Yeah, but if a running back is doing better, when we have Sean as a guest, I'm going to ask him strategically. I'm going to ask him his honest opinion. Josh Allen or Saquon Barkley? Let's be real. In my opinion, it was Derrick Henry at first, but it's now Saquon Barkley. Why is it Josh Allen? Oh, he's MVP. Okay, why? Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could debate pretty much anybody, really. But to me, I mean, what about Derrick Henry? I mean, Derrick Henry's having a great year too, and he's a running back. But I think that that's why I don't go by records. Records are misleading. That doesn't mean you're the best team. You have the best record, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're the best team. When I look at a team, I'm looking at what team could beat the other team. You throw the records out. I mean, when you go into the playoffs, I mean, look at the Patriots when they were undefeated, right? And they lost to the Giants. So, you know, to me, a lot of young people, because of fantasy football, all they see is numbers. They see a quarterback throw for 450 yards and think he had a good game when really they were getting blown out and they were just trying to score.
With that being said, we're going to take a commercial break, introduce our guest, Sean Osborne, coming up to join us next, Bills fan. Yeah, I'm going to get in his you know what.
Yeah, you got to hear this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsor, Recover 180. You can catch them at our tailgates as you've been drinking them and having fun. Make sure you hydrate with Recover 180. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, our first ever guest on the Golden Ram Buzz podcast back in 2022. Our first ever guest. He's my friend. I hit him up. He was our first ever guest, and look how far we came. Yes, he's a Buffalo Bill fan. Big shout out to Sean Osborne. Born in Kentucky, raised in Buffalo. As you can see, he's all decked out in Buffalo. But like I said, he was our first ever guest, and I'm going to give you a major shout out for doing that for us because we shot back there in the corner. Back in 2022, we were playing Buffalo. I hit you up. You said, no problem, man. And then once we play you guys again, we didn't mean the Super Bowl, but we're playing you guys in the regular season. I just want to say thank you for everything,
yes, sir,
for being our first ever guest. Welcome to, we play you guys this Sunday. Buffalo. So what made you a Buffalo fan? Like, why are you a Buffalo Bills fan?
Well, first off, I just want to thank you guys for having me back here. I know I didn't realize it was the first one we did.
Yes, ever.
That's pretty cool. But, being a Bills fan, it's been tough. It's been a struggle, but I feel the best this year than I felt that any other year previous, even the year that we spoke, we just fizzled out at the end of the year. And this year, I think we got all the pieces. But the reason I'm a Bills fan is number one, I'm a fan of the team that's going to win the Lombardi. In February. But
okay.
yeah, growing up as a kid,
yeah.
I spent summers in Buffalo. My family's from there. My mother was born there. Like I said, told you earlier, Damon, my family was at the game in a box with Doug Flutie. So Not only are we fans, not only am I from there, but we have ties with this city. My uncle's the CFO for the Sabres.
Wow.
So I go up there, I fly in class. I go to the boxes, I have fun, I meet the players, I go down to the ice with the Sabres. So Buffalo's always been a great town to me. Great wings, great people. I mean, and when the Bills are winning, there's no other time you want to be there. I mean, it's badass.
Who's your favorite Buffalo Bill player of all time and why?
You know, the last time we spoke, I think I told you it was Jim Kelly, and I actually brought something here.
What?
That's Jim Kelly's rookie card from 1980.
Wow, this this is amazing. Jim Kelly.
I didn't know I still had it. I flew home after we had the little interview here, and
this is
found
amazing.
it at my mom's house.
Jim Kelly started with the USFL, the Houston
Correct.
Gamblers or something. Then he got drafted to the Bills.
You know why
This is amazing.
he was in the USFL?
Because
he did not want to go to Buffalo.
He did not want to go to Buffalo.
He got drafted by Buffalo. He said, hell no.
Now, obviously, as a Buffalo Bills fan, you've been through heartbreak. 4 Super Bowls, lost in a row. We talked about that before, but you went to the Super Bowls losing 4 in a row. But then you have 13 seconds. I didn't know men can do things in 13 seconds, but Patrick Mahomes proved things can get done in 13 seconds. What's going? I just don't. I don't understand. Like, that's your nemesis. You can't beat them. Like, how does that feel?
Well, we got their number this year. You saw the game when he was in Buffalo, and that's why Josh Allen's going to win the MVP. This guy's in the driver's seat. He's running people over. What did he do last game? Ran a touchdown, threw a touchdown, and caught a touchdown. So he's in full driver's seat mode. And he only threw for 180 yards. He's making other people around him score touchdowns and win. He doesn't have to put up these huge numbers, but the bottom line is you're putting a W in that column.
So your honest opinion, honestly, you think Josh Allen is a better MVP candidate than Saquon Barkley?
Yes, I do, because he's the leader of the team. Everybody. It's all around Josh Allen. It's all about Josh Allen. And that was the biggest thing coming into the season, because we lost Diggs, we lost Micah Hyde, we lost Poyer, we lost a lot of players. And the NFL wrote us off. They said the window was closed. There's no way they picked the Jets to win the division. I mean, what a job. I mean, come on. What's everybody? So, they wrote us off, and I love it. There's no other way I would rather it happen. We're going to come out to L.A. this week. We're going to get tested. I think the Rams are a good team. 6-6 doesn't really show how they are. I know on paper-wise they don't stack up that great, but you never know with the Sean McVay team. You guys got some players. So we get the Rams, and then the next week we get the Lions. So we'll see in these 2 weeks what we're made of. But Kansas City's going to slip up. I don't know how they haven't yet,
But, okay, so when KC beat you guys in the playoffs last year, wasn't it in Buffalo?
It was in Buffalo.
Missed field goal, right? So missed field goal against KC.
Did you see that field goal?
13 seconds against KC. So you're saying things are going to...
Did you see that field goal last year? I want to make sure you saw that field goal.
Yeah.
Because that son of a gun was going straight in at the last second. I watched that field goal kick so many times. And another thing, wide right? So
Scott Norwood.
Back to what
Super
we were
Bowl.
saying you'd have to go back and watch our first podcast. So I did a little bit of research on this. So Scott Norwood went on from that kick that went wide right, and he hit 11 out of 11 for his next postseason field goals. And not only that, the Bills beat the NFC teams. They were 12-5 in that era. So why they got to the Super Bowl and choke, I don't know. But towards the end, you know what the chant was?
Yeah.
Piss them off and go for 4.
Yeah. And it sucks because never been to Buffalo. I love the sports town. How you guys are like, you're tailgating in the snow, crazy drinking, crazy breaking tables. Tell me where that came from, because I don't understand why they break tables and throw people on tables. Explain that to my audience. We don't know what that means.
We went a long time without winning games, so you had to amuse yourself. But no, it's just that team is R&R, and it's not rest and relax. It's resilient.
Wow.
And they're a different breed. Like you sent me a video today of the guy in the stands. I mean, they're crazy. They're crazy about their team. They want to win. And that's all they got in Buffalo. You don't have anything else. You don't have the beautiful women with the blonde hair. You don't have the beaches, You don't have any. You ain't got Hollywood. You got cold weather 8 months out of the year, and you got Buffalo Bills football. And I'm telling you, when that team's been winning the past 4 or 5 years, it's a great time. You want to go to Buffalo, get some wings, the Anchor Bar, world famous wings. That's actually where they originated from. But yeah, I mean, the town's great. Everybody's a Bills fan. You're not going to find one person in that town that ain't a Bills fan.
Because it seems like nobody moves about. They're born or whatever, raised there. And so that's what they got. You said they got the Sabres. They used to have the Clippers a long time ago. So they got the Sabres and they got football. I don't know what else they have. Khalil Mack, college football, but I don't know much about Buffalo, only what you tell me.
Yeah, there's a couple college.
So have you been to Buffalo like that when it's snowing and it's crazy? Have you been to, when last time you been to Buffalo to watch a game?
So I would go to Buffalo every year for Christmas, and we get caught in storms. We get stuck on the freeway for hours. So yeah, I've been through it. And I went to the playoff game recently, the Bills and the Dolphins. Not this past year,
okay,
but the year
a couple
before.
years
It snowed a little bit, nothing crazy, but the tailgates were amazing.
Okay, describe the tailgates in Buffalo compared to here. So what time do you get there? Doesn't matter if it's snowing, raining, people are still going to party and they don't care or what?
Just be ready to drink. If you don't drink, it may not be the town for you. Drink and eat some wings and just have a good time. It's fun.
But
It's
even
really
when
fun.
it's snow, like it's crazy because it's snowing and people are still there with their shirt off and party. California rains. I don't think nobody's coming to my tailgate. I'm just gonna be here. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like,
Yeah, you just got to layer up, and it's a fun atmosphere. It's something you don't see anywhere else. Think about it. The people there live in negative 20-degree weather
Okay.
sometimes. And the other thing about Buffalo, you get the lake effect snow. That's what happened Sunday night. And look at our team. This team doesn't practice in the snow. So I love ESPN and all these shows on TVs like, the only snow game I want to watch is when the Bills play, right? They don't practice in the snow. It's a mentality. They want to go out there and win, So I don't Miami needs to get out of the AFC East. I'll tell you that. They need to be in the NFC because they go to they were at the Packers on Thanksgiving Day.
got
Can't do
blown out.
anything.
Yeah, they can't play.
My
no.
God, that playoff game last year
Yeah.
against Kansas City. I know it was
Yeah.
frigid, but
Yeah.
So
Either live or on TV, what's been your favorite Buffalo Bill game you've ever seen? Was it the playoff one where they came back against the Houston Oilers? I don't know if you remember that one. Or tell me what your favorite Buffalo Bill game, either you saw in person or live on TV.
it was with you, 31-10 in LA.
Oh, why you got to say that? No.
Did you make it to the end of the game? He kept messing with me saying I was going to make it to the end. I don't think you did.
I made it
He
to
was
the end.
dipping
I
out.
recorded you.
No,
fool.
he was
I
dipping.
recorded him. I was there recording his victory. I got it on video. I just stayed to the end. I'm like, he's like, I told you. I remember Drake, you kept on saying something, Davis, something. I'm like, they destroyed us, man. You guys, but it ain't going to happen.
Have you heard about that cat Ray Davis that plays for us, running back?
No.
So Ray Davis is from San Francisco. He was an orphan. He had
wow.
2 other younger siblings that were orphans. He got them in like foster care while he stayed in homeless shelters. And then, I don't know exactly how he did it, but he got into a local high school, played football, got a scholarship. He played at 3 different colleges, and he rushed for 1,000 yards at every college. The reason I found Ray Davis because he played for Kentucky last. I'm a Kentucky fan too. So he played for Kentucky last year, rushed for 1,000 yards. And when I saw he got drafted by the Bills in the 4th round, I couldn't be happier. That guy, first off, he's a stud, but he's an incredible, human being. So I'm so
That's
happy
amazing.
for him. He comes from absolutely nothing, right?
Yeah.
Orphan. And now he's in the NFL, and he's probably going to run a couple touchdowns on you guys this weekend.
Well,
I got a jersey for you if you want it.
no, I don't want jersey. Nah, I think we're teams who won Super Bowl jerseys like the Rams, Rams Super Bowl jerseys. I can give you a couple of those if you want because, the Super Bowl trophy got brought to the shop. You never seen one or touched one before. Hey, go ahead and get these people. He's going to be at the tailgate. Hey, you guys, I need you guys to do me a favor. Come to my tailgate. He'll be there and boo him. Please boo him. He loves it. Boo him. Sean Osborne, yeah, he looks like Coach McVay, but boo him. Hey, give them your socials. Tell them what you do.
Yeah, so, I work for Ford down in Irvine at Tuttle Click. If you're in the market for a new or used car, if you need some help with repairs, come see me. Sean Osborne, Tuttle Click Ford in Irvine.
With that being said, see you at tailgate. Good luck on Thursday, my man. That's Sean Osborne, Total Click Forward. Whose house? Ram's house. Major shout out to Golden Ram Barbershop where we shoot our podcast with my boy Sal. Make sure you come in, get your crispy cut. Sal Martinez.
Got to look good. Yeah, definitely, Damon. Thank you.
Welcome back. We just had an interview with Sean Osborne. Yes, it was true. We saw the game together. I did not leave early, Sal. I actually got him on video talking noise to me when they won him and his lovely wife. He's here like, I told you. I told you. I told you.
I remember seeing the video after the game, but
Yeah,
I stayed till
I did too.
I never leave. No matter what the score is, I stay from the beginning, opening kickoff till no time on the clock until they kick us out.
And I remember one time he sent me a video. Him and his wife, they were driving down or somewhere in Newport, and they saw like the Buffalo Bill, and they got something or some rally. It was kind of cool though, just to see other teams come in like Santa Monica. Buffalo Bills have a big contingency out here because it's December out here. It's like 75, 80 in Buffalo. You saw the snow, so it's cool. We met. I met him. He used to work for Honda. And I got my car going to get some maintenance, and we just started talking. And I said, he told me he's a Bill, and it's been like 8 years now, 7 years. As a matter of fact, I'm going through the playoff picture for the AFC that we talked about earlier. So this is what I have as the number. So these are the top 7 seeds as of now: the Chiefs, Bills, Pittsburgh, Houston, Chargers, Baltimore, and Denver. Do you think this stays the same, or do you think it switches
No,
up?
I think it'll change. I think Denver's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Bo
Yeah,
Nix.
Yeah, Bo Nix. He's playing at a really high level. And then I still like Pittsburgh.
What's it about Pittsburgh that you? I mean, because you talk about them not in a bad way, but tell me what it draws you to
It
Pittsburgh.
reminds me of when I was a kid. I mean, Pittsburgh was never fancy. Everybody talked about, the explosive offenses of other teams, and Pittsburgh just always quietly, methodically, just plays good defense, doesn't turn the ball over, and pretty efficient with the football.
And that's what I'm thinking. They can play with Buffalo because
yeah.
Pittsburgh has a veteran quarterback, Russell Wilson. They play in the snow. They play in all sorts of weather.
Yeah.
So it's just these teams like the Chiefs and Bills. I think the Chiefs, of course, they want to have home field advantage. If they have home field advantage, Buffalo has to be a 2 seed and travel on the,
But isn't it
I mean, teams are
interesting,
gonna go
when you look at these teams, you start giving them praise, and then you look at like what Cleveland has done, right? The Cleveland Browns, I mean, with
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston at quarterback, I mean, he almost wills them to victory.
Yeah,
they score a lot of points.
They do. It seems weird. Like
They
he
score a
threw
lot
for
of points. They come up short, but
didn't he throw
he
2
is
pick
different.
sixes? He threw for like 500 yards.
Yeah, yeah.
Like one year he threw for 30,
he
30.
actually set a Bear record, I think, for a Browns record for most passing yards.
But one year he did 30-30. I'm not talking about stolen bases.
Yeah.
30 interceptions, 30 touchdowns. It's like 5,000 yards. But
Yeah, I think his pregame, speeches are pretty sweet.
But it's crazy because the AFC West may get 3 teams. It may, like I said, it could be the Chiefs, Chargers, and Denver. Or, I don't know about the Chargers may do Charger things, but they're on a collision course to play each other. But this is interesting. But I think do you think the Bills overtake the Chiefs for the number 1 seed? Or do you think the Chiefs just maintain it?
I think the Bills could overtake the Chiefs.
Like Sean mentioned earlier, I'm going to watch the Bills versus Lions. I forgot to ask him where they're playing at, but that'd be a great game, man. Whoo, Bills and Lions, Super Bowl preview. No, hold on. Ain't no Super Bowl nothing. We got to wait till it happens. These are my NFC West teams. Detroit, number 1 seed. Philly, Seattle, Atlanta, Minnesota, Green Bay, and Washington. The Rams, as of now, are 10th seed.
Yes.
Do you think this stays the same?
No, that'll change. In fact, that'll change this weekend.
Ooh, because of the Rams win?
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
be a 3.
Yeah.
The Rams are 3 seeds now? Ooh, I wanted the Rams. That's why I go for other teams to lose.
We need
Atlanta
Seattle,
to lose, Washington to lose, Seattle to lose.
Seattle to beat the Cardinals.
Yes.
And then we beat the Bills.
South 3 seed will be 1, 2, 3. Oh, we play. Well, Green Bay will be Green Bay, Minnesota.
But there's so many games.
Yeah, there's so many games left.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the NFC West picture. Now I'm going over to some games going on this week before we get to the main game. Thursday Night Football, Sal, Packers and Lions. Who do you have and why?
It's going to be a good game. I would say this time I would say Lions.
The Lions have to win the games because you got to remember there's 2 teams chasing the Minnesota and the Eagles. The Lions can lose and be a 3 seed out of nowhere.
Minnesota, I'm just not, for some reason, and I guess a lot of people feel that way, they're not really being considered as a top team.
And that's
right?
crazy. Only 1 game behind the top seed.
Well, you look even in that division. I mean, Green Bay and all 3 of those teams are tough, but everyone only talks about the Lions.
Now your second favorite team, Browns and Steelers. Steelers. Falcons and Vikings. I need the Vikings to beat the Falcons because the Rams can, move up a little bit. So, Kirk Cousins bowl I got, because he used to play for the Vikings. So I got the. I mean, the Falcons are just. I don't know. They're just falling off. But I got the Vikings winning that game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, me personally, I think that the Falcons have way too much talent to be losing like this, right? And then for the Vikings, a lot of these teams, I just see a cluster of like the same team, really.
Seattle and Cardinals. Who are we going for? Cardinals?
Seattle.
We're going for Seattle to beat the Cardinals, or we're going for the Cardinals to beat Seattle? I don't know who we're going. Well, Seattle's in first. They're in our division, so we need the Cardinals to win, obviously, right?
Right, but we beat, we lost to the Cardinals, but we beat Seattle.
But if Seattle wins, they're in first place.
Right,
but we would jump the Cardinals, so we need the Cardinals to.
Yeah, I personally would rather have Seattle beat the Cardinals, and then we'd be in better shape.
And it's crazy how we have to we got to handle our business, but of course we have.
Yeah, I don't even look out of our division. I don't look at the only really clear path to the playoffs is winning our division. So I only look at our division.
6-6, 5 games left. Rams have to go 4-1, in my opinion.
Right, but the funny thing is like even this game against Buffalo, it's not a must win for the Rams like people think it is.
Because the last 3 games in our division are.
Yeah. So the divisional, we have a clear path to winning that division, but it's up to us. But I think the Seattle, taking on the Cardinals game, I think that's going to help eliminate one of them.
These are the Rams' last 5 games. Bills, Sunday. Thursday, Niners. I believe Jets, Arizona.
And then 2 divisional games, yes.
And then Seattle to end the season. 4-1 has to be 5-0 or 4-1. 5-0, I have to. Woo! We got to do it, baby. Come on, we got to start this Sunday. Go to Bears and Niners. Of course, we're going for the Bears, but the Niners are done. McCaffrey's out. The second string is out. I don't know. Are they done? Or, the Bears are going to beat them? Or do you want the Rams to beat the Niners to get them out the playoffs? What do you want? Obviously, I want the Rams to beat the Niners, but, what do you think? Bears are...
The Niners are like... they're decimated, right?
Yeah.
They lost both their running backs now.
Yeah. And the receivers out for the year. A lot of stuff.
But one thing I did notice that is the Rams are leaving this path of destruction after playing the Rams. The Rams are a really physical team. And you saw Taysom Hill, everybody was talking about him, and now he's gone for the year also.
Oh, yeah, because the third down, he hit his own player with a concussion. What happened? He got a concussion, hit his own player.
No, I think he tore his ACL or something.
Really? Because I saw him hit, and then I saw him go down. I thought it was a concussion.
Yeah, no, I think it was a knee injury. I think he tore his ACL, gone for the year.
Chargers and Chiefs.
Chiefs
too. I got the Chiefs because they already won the division. So
the Chargers are another team that's kind of interesting. You don't really know if they're good or bad, really. They're improved and they're being, I guess, well coached, but I don't know. Justin Herbert, I still don't know what to make of that guy. Their running game, when they run the football, they look pretty impressive.
Yeah, but then the running backs get hurt and stuff too because Jim Harbaugh does that whatever he does with however he runs the running backs, and they run a lot. Now the game of the day, the night, I don't care what nobody says. Rams versus Bills. Okay, Sal, help me out here.
Yeah, game of the week.
Game of the week. Okay, so the Rams are not the best against the AFC East. They lost to the Jets a couple years ago. They lose to Miami 3 or 4 times. They lost to Buffalo in 2020. They lost to Buffalo when we played them here. Now we're playing them a 3rd time. Obviously, we want the Rams to win. Obviously, we already know what's going to happen with the Buffalo at the tailgate. That's okay. What are your thoughts on the game?
So this game, I think the Rams are going to start. I think with the success that the Rams had with, the tandem at back, in the running back position, I think the Rams are going to try and run the ball more. If they, activate Tyler Higbee, it'll give the Rams another weapon, and also, just the energy he brings. With a young team, it's hard to really predict what the Rams are going to do. But if the Rams can run the ball and you keep Josh Allen off the field, it's hard for him to hurt you from the sidelines. And I think the Rams learned the hard way. You got to sustain drives, and you got to, eat up a lot of the time in possession, and you got to limit the number of opportunities for the Bills offense.
I don't want the Rams to get in this shit. I think there has to be a low scoring game for the Rams to win.
Yeah, you got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. And a big advantage for the Rams is that they're a young team. So you see these young players. It's rare that you see 4 or 5, down linemen, or edge rushers that are all able to pursue the quarterback. They just don't get tired, and they can play the game, like that throughout the entire.
We forgot to mention Coach McVay broke John Robinson's regular season.
He did.
Rest in peace to Coach Robinson. Sean McVay, regular season wins for the LA Rams coach, right? So that's great. Hopefully it continues on that. But this game, man, because I was like, oh man, I looked at the AFC East. I'm like, why did the AFC always beats us? And I already know Sean's gonna be talking there. I told y'all. I tell you, gonna talk to little Kentucky. I told you. So I don't want to hear none of that.
No, I mean, Buffalo is gonna be Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo's gonna come in. They're gonna be the Bills, and so it's up to the Rams to stop it, to prevent it. But you can't give them any opportunities that they don't earn. You can't turn the ball over, definitely, and you have to make it. You have to take advantage of every opportunity they have. But turning the ball over or whatever, you're not going to beat too many teams, especially good teams like Buffalo.
So with that being said, another episode of Go to Ram Buzz. Big shout out to Sean Osborne, our guest, Buffalo Bill fans. Make sure you guys come to the tailgate and boo him. Make sure you just have fun. It's going to be my cousin Malik's birthday celebration at this tailgate. Malik! So make sure you guys come. Say what's up to Malik. Hey, birthday shout out to my cousin. Big shout out to Moss Altos. Big shout out to our DJs. DJ Fat Albert. DJ Eddie Beats. DJ Illmatic. Big shout out to our cook Fernanda. Vince, Malik. This Sunday, it's about to be a huge tailgate. Buffalo Bill fans and my cousin Malik's birthday. Come celebrate. Hopefully we leave with a victory. Whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
Rams house. And Damon, how many broken tables do you think will be at?
Oh man, hopefully can I?
And
I'm gonna throw Sean on one.
Will it be before or after the game?
It'll be out there in the game. It'll be before the game. It'll be after the game. Because last time I saw some people, I thought it was a fight. Oh, I'm like, okay.
So let me ask you this, and I think I know the answer, but the game for the Rams definitely cannot come down to a field goal. I mean, how confident?
It can't come down to a field goal for the Bills either.
No, but yeah, I mean traditionally, but
yes, please, no.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
I'm nervous. No.
Yeah,
I never thought I believe in Cardi, but I think Buffalo's scared of. Well, I think the Buffalo kicked a 50-yard field goal recently, but yeah, they're like, because Buffalo.
Yeah, I want to secure a victory, and I don't want it to come down to a field goal. But it's gonna be an interesting game. I love the energy that the Bills bring. I like when teams come in.
Yeah.
And
they're
spend
cool.
money in LA.
Yep.
Enjoy Los Angeles. Enjoy the nice weather, and leave with the.
Because I never heard nobody say I'm going to Buffalo. Hey, let's go to Buffalo this summer.
No, I never heard anyone say.
I did. Let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay.
I'll go there too.
I'll go there too.
Yeah, their hot wings are pretty.
Yeah, they're
impressive.
good.
Yeah.
With that being said, another episode, Golden Ram Buzz. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Big shout out to my podcast partner, Sal Martinez. Yeah. Thank you for always feeding us at the podcast Navarro's Taqueria, located in Westminster, Santa Ana, and Fullerton.
Who's how, Rams how, you know who we rollin' with. Rams Buzz Podcast. Hit like, share, and link. Who's how, Rams how, you know who we rollin' with. Rams Buzz